Hello and welcome back to another video of this channel. Today I've decided that I want to get as much bookish things done that I possibly can. So in other words, we're doing bookish things today. The first on this agenda is going to be updating my series tracker, my ratings, and also just updating series in general. Like if a new book in a series came out, then I have to update it that wise. So let's just get right to the series tracker so we can start this off. So as I'm sure you guys can see now, I have 67 total series that I have on this little series tracker. Speaking of, I don't know where I got the series tracker, but I'm sure I can figure it out, and I'll either post a link in the description or I'll put it up on screen somewhere. This thing like rarely ever works. Now I think we could just go down the line right here and just update it. So let's start with ACOTAR. I did actually read one of these books. I did read A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I think I gave it 3.5 stars, I believe. Yes, it says I did give it a 3.5. So we're just gonna update that really quick. And then I also do a spice rating. So I think the spice, like, it was closed door. So it was like alluded to. So I'll just say 2. A little bit accurate. Okay. And then switch this to in progress. Then we have Addicted Calloway. I have not read the 3rd book. I do have it on my physical TBR. I do want to read it. I just haven't gotten to it yet. So that is also there. Belladonna, haven't read that yet. Big Shots, haven't started. Blood and Tea, haven't started. I could update this because I do think it's I actually don't remember what it's called, if I'm honest. A Steeping of Blood. Okay. A Steeping of Blood. Okay. We have Boys of Tommen. I did start reading this in progress, and then I actually read Keeping 13, and I gave it 5 stars. If you didn't see that vlog, I gave it 5 stars because honestly, if you didn't know, I didn't love Binding 13, but I read Keeping 13 and I absolutely adore it. So let's just switch this. Then we have Brutal Birthright series. I have not started. I do have it. I don't know if I want to start it, honestly, because especially with the author herself, there's been a lot of stuff going on with her. And then also, I didn't like the Sinners duet that I read by her. It just wasn't good. So I don't know if I'm gonna unhaul that series yet, but it is kind of teetering on the edge. And then we have Caraval. I've completely finished that. Cat and Mouse, haven't started. Chestnut Springs, I completed. Crowns of Nyaxia, haven't started. Dance of Thieves, haven't started. Dark Verse, have not started. Devil's Night, no. Dirty Air, Dreaming Billionaires, Emily Wild, Folk of the Air, Heartstrings. Heartstrings is the first time caller, I believe, and I have started that. That is a romance. See, I listed it and then just never completed filling out all of the bubbles. There is currently 1, but I know of 2. And then what was my rating for that? 4.25. Okay. Caught Up, I did read and I gave it 4.75 stars again. If you like dark rom-com romance, this is a great series. I can't remember what the spice was. I'm pretty sure it was pretty up there, so I'm gonna say 4.5. Okay, Pucking Around, I did read. It looks like I have that updated though. Kings of Right House? I have no idea. I don't know about that. Kings of Sin, have not started. Legacy of Gods, so I think we're up to date on that. Letters of Chairman, haven't read. Light Love, no. Maid, okay, no. Magnolia Parks, no. Maple Hills, no. I am up to date on that. Moonfall, no, I have not read. Okay. Natural Neighbor, no. Ever After, nope. Off the Ice, Off Campus, Once Upon a Broken Heart, Playing for Keeps, no. Priest, no. Parking Wrong, no. Rebel Blue, Regency Fairy Tales, no. But I really am wanting to start the series because I've been hearing a lot of amazing things about it. Rose Hill, alright. Serpent Dove, Shadow Me, Sinners Anonymous, Sinners Duet, Six of Crows, Souls Trilogy, no. Okay. Talking, The Atlas, Crimson Moth. Okay, Crimson, I have finished. Why does this say not finished? Okay, no. Grandest Game, no. Inheritance Games, Lords, Powerless. I've read Powerful. I believe I gave this 4 stars, which is crazy because I gave Powerless 3.75 stars. Then we have The Ruinous Love. Trilogy is not up to date. It's complete. Thank you. Then The Scarlet Veil, no. Shepherd King, no. Undone. Throne of Glass. Twisted. I only have 1 book that I need to read in that. Vancouver. Villains of Lore. Okay, Phantasma. Phantasma is a DNF. So let's just update that. For now, it's a hardcore DNF, although we'll see if I do end up going back to it because I don't really know. I got through like the first 30-ish%, I believe, and literally nothing was happening. I was so bored. So that's where I stand on that. Windy City, I did read Mile High. Okay. Silent Hollow. Okay, I think we do have quite a bit of series to either add or to add. Bride, we can add. This is by Allie Hazelwood. So I'll just put it under romance. It's ongoing. I am in progress. And there are going to be 2 books out. So I'm just going to mark that down. And then the first one was Bride. And I gave it a 4 star. And I do believe it was pretty spicy. So let's do a 4. And let's just put the name of the second one down because I know I'm going to forget. The Naturals. How do I not have the Naturals on here? That is crazy. But I don't. Okay. This is by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and this is a mystery crime, but I don't have crime, so let's just put it there. It is complete. I'm in progress. There are 4 books out. Well, 5 technically. So, like, we'll just put 5 for now. If I want to change that, I can, obviously. So, I've read 1. I did give it 3.75 stars, so let's just put that down. And then I'll update all of the names later. What else do we have? Into Darkness. I think I did update that. Okay, DC Stars. I don't think I have on there. This is a romance. I believe it's ongoing. I'm in progress. There are 4 books out, I believe. I think there's 4. But if there's 5, let me know. And then I read 1. So, and that was Face Off, and I gave it 3.5 stars. I do believe it was actually pretty spicy, so let's give it a 4.5. Oh, Vipers, Beautiful Venom. Okay, just started this series, and I gave it 5 stars because I absolutely adore Rena Kent. She's like becoming one of my new favorite authors. Beautiful Venom was the first book. I gave it 5 stars, and it was pretty spicy. I'll give it a 5. And I think that we're all caught up. Okay, next, I don't know if I'm going to do my TBR jar and redo the prompts, or if I'll try to reorganize my bookshelf because I bought 8 more books, and I literally, kid you not, have nowhere to put them. Absolutely nowhere to put them. Okay, I zoomed you out. So that will be a challenge. I don't know how I'm going to fit them unless I get rid of the Brutal Birthright series, which I'm heavily considering. So we'll see. So I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so On this segment of bookish things that we're doing, I am going to be redoing, or not redoing, let's not go that far. I am going to be reorganizing my bookshelves a little bit. I'm not going to go too crazy because this is not a bookshelf video, but I just have a couple of books. If you can see them down here, you probably can't, but I'll zoom in a little bit, that I need to find room for because I literally have no room on this bookshelf. Hopefully I will be getting a little small one right here so then I can move some of my genres over there. Probably going to be dark romance on this shelf. We'll see if I end up getting that. So what I'm planning on moving is the Brutal Birthright series by Sophie Lark, and also the Sinner's Duet by her, because I just didn't like the Sinner's Duet, and considering criticism she's getting, I don't really mess with that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to be moving her to the side. So that means that just get right into it, I guess. I swore to myself that I wouldn't put on the wide lens, but y'all just like cannot see what I'm doing if I don't have the wide lens on. So welcome everyone. Welcome to the wide lens community. You could see like the whole bookshelf now. So zoom in a little bit. These are my latest purchases. If you haven't seen that video, it should be up before this one. So I bought new books, check that out. And these are basically all dark romance except for two. The other two are fantasy, and then Heavenbreaker is sci-fi. So these are the books that we are trying to fit on the bookshelf. Now normally I would put my dark romance in my dark romance section. However, I literally cannot fit any more books in the dark romance section. So we're moving Brutal Birthright series and Sophie Lark in general. Alright, this is my entire Sophie Lark collection. As I said, I don't know if I'm actually going to read the Brutal Birthright series because I'm kind of not in like the dim romance anymore. I'm kind of like dark romance. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with these books. Either probably put them on Pango or something like that so y'all could get them if you want them. But so we'll just put her to the side for now. Now this is kind of what I'm working with now. So I got a little bit more room. So I think I'm going to shuffle these down a bit. Now my other complaint is that I hate having like this stresses me out so much because it's a series and then a series right next to it, and then this is another part of a series. So and then I have stacks of books right here. It's kind of like, okay, sure. So why don't we go ahead and kind of switch this up. I think I'm going to just go ahead and start by moving Anna Huang down and then maybe putting Kristen Rebecca Ritchie on the end over here. Not because I don't love these books, but like I really do love these books. Just because these are more like reads I'm not really like itching to grab. And then obviously, my Maple Hills series, y'all. Oh my gosh, if you haven't read this and you love sports romance, guys, please pick it up. Honestly, I gave Icebreaker was one of the first books I've ever like read on my own ever. So this is like the start of where this is. And I gave it a 4.5, I believe. And then we have Wildfire next. I give this a 5 stars, guys. This needs a reread by the end of summer because, oh my god, literally, Aurora and Russ are my favorite book couple of all time. So, obviously, I love them. And then we have Daydream, which is our newest release. And sadly, this was the lowest rated one. I think I gave it 3.5, 3.25, something along there. I still love the characters. I love them to death. But anyway, let's go ahead and move these down. Now this is kind of where I struggle because we got Liz Tom Ford. I've only read Mile High and I gave it 4.25, I think. Loved it. I don't know why people are hating, which kind of scares me because a lot of people loved the last, or everything besides Mile High, and it just continues on my streak of loving books people hate and then me not loving books people love. I think we'll just do that for now because I also don't have Rewind It Back because I'm waiting for the kind of cover like this and not the Barnes & Noble exclusive because I want all my books to match. I'm that girl, yes. And then we have Elsie Silver. I didn't like Wild Eyes, so I don't know if I'm going to continue the series, honestly. But they are cute next to each other. But, like, the picture that they have only lines up if you have them like that. And then I think we're just going to slide these over. Because, like, I'm definitely going to need another stack somewhere. So I'm not quite sure what to do. I have a lot of Rena Kent, so maybe she can be stacked. Alright, well, I guess Rena's going on the bottom. Sadly. Okay, so that's kind of what that looks like now. I have these left to put in here, and then I also have one that I'm reading over there. So I think what I'm going to just do right now is that, because I don't have any other books from these authors. So I'm just going to leave it like that, and maybe scooch these in a little bit, because they finally can be close to each other again. So... And then, obviously, I left some room for the book that I'm reading right now. We're left with these two books. This one is a sci-fi fantasy, and then this one is just a fantasy. So I'm thinking I just put these down here with my other fantasies because I literally don't know where else I would put them. And I think this is just fine. And then this also has sprayed edges, so I'm going to put the sprayed edges with the other sprayed edges books behind me. Looks lovely. And then I have this one to start with a brand new series. So I don't know if this is book one out of whatever. Okay, yeah, I literally don't know. So it says one, so I'm guessing there's more. I don't know if any of the... Okay, this is a duology. I just don't have a Vow of Thieves, so I'm going to put this over here. This is my duology little stack. Put her right here. Because I feel like that makes kind of sense. Yeah. Okay, cute. And just like that, we're almost done. I think I have decided that I'm going to put Sophie Lark down here. This is what this shelf looks like now. We have Addicted, Anna Huang's little stack, Maple Hills, Windy City, Elsie Silver stack, Green Reaver, or actually I guess you could kind of call this little stack my new favorites shelf because 5 stars, I think this was a 4-star-ish, and then 4.5 stars. So like literally amazing. And then we have Rena Kent, which 5 stars, yes ma'am. 4.5, I believe. 3.75, but we don't talk about her. And then 4.5. And then 5 stars. So, and I have not read Kiss the Woodland, that's why I skipped that. But honestly, so cute. And then I have my little new additions to my little bookshelf. And then we have the big stack. The big stack right there. Now that I'm thinking of it, maybe I could put Shallow River and Haunting Adeline up here because I do have a feeling that I'm going to love H.G. Colton, so maybe I will do that. And then I did nothing with this shelf, and I'm going to come down here, and I have Fourth Wing, all of my sprayed edges, and then moved Nightshade with Dance of Thieves over there, and then Sophie Lark right here. So this is what this bottom shelf looks like. And then my little animals right there. Okay, so that was my little rearranging of my bookshelf. So that is checked off of the list. Now I think we have, oh, the TBR jar. Ugh, that's gonna be such a tedious task. Cause like, I'm gonna have to rewrite all of the prompts and like put new ones in. So like, let me know what kind of prompts you want to see in the TBR videos, because I would love you guys' suggestions. I would love them so much, and I literally will put anything in. Well, mostly anything in. Okay, so I just realized I didn't have my light on me, but that's fine. So yeah, next is TBR jar, and then I do believe I may be going book shopping. And yes, I know what you're saying. Didn't you just buy new books and that was the problem that just happened? And you would be correct. You would be correct. Yeah, precisely. But here's the thing. My friend is going away for college. So, unfortunately, we have a limited time offer right now. We gotta get in that time to go book shopping, okay? Book shopping, hobby, reading, also another hobby. So technically I'm fulfilling 2 goals at once. So I count that as an A+. Moving on, let's go right into the TBR jar. I think it's finally time. It's TBR time. Okay, this seems like not a lot of prompts, but actually I'm pretty sure there's like around 20 or so in here, and that just doesn't seem like it. So I actually did this like a while ago. Those are some new prompts that I will be adding in. However, I have this like construction paper here that I think I want to use instead of like writing paper, because I'm so sick of these frail little ones. So you'll probably get a montage of me doing all of that, because I know that's gonna take so long. It's been so long since I've last talked to you. Stuff has been happening. I just got back from my college, dropping off the equipment I needed for my project. That went well. So welcome to the montage. So a little bit of a check-in. Currently not feeling too well. However, I am dedicated. So I, just freshened up a little bit. Not like fully done, but here I am, and I'm freezing even though it's 80 degrees outside. I don't know either, okay? But I do have a small little check-in with the books. I know I didn't talk at all about what I've been reading, so there's a little bit of that check-in. And then we have an exciting Barnes check-in, because we did go yesterday and then I felt not very good after, so then I just came home and did nothing. I do have a small haul for the books, so let's just go ahead and get right into that. I try not to get you in the video because I don't know if you actually want to. I really don't give a shit. The very first thing that I picked up, I am not one to like get a whole bunch of like little things, but I saw this bookmark at Barnes that is like so cute. I'll give you a little thing. It says, It has like a tassel. On the tassel, it says Spicy Readers Club. And then there's also a little book. Like, that's so cute. And when I was reading last night, I was like, oh, I really want to use this book charm. But I was like, no, just wait. Just wait. I held myself back for once. And then the first book I actually picked up was Bear Town by Fred Bachman. Now, I've heard quite a lot of things about this book, so can't wait for that. Can't wait for me to read this devastating tragedy, because I do have a little like inkling of what the plot of this will be based on other people's reviews. It's not looking too good, but I have a feeling I'm really gonna love this because I love a sad read, which you will soon find out with the book that I will be talking about. But yeah, this is basically more of a fiction book. My Barnes & Noble near me recently just did a little shuffle of their layout, and we have like a full fiction section. So when I saw this, usually I don't go in the fiction section at all because I don't love just fiction books, but I saw this. It was like facing out towards me. It was calling my name. So then I was like, oh, do I just get it? Do I just get it? And I got it. I know that this is such a devastating book based on these YouTubers that I've watched, like Destiny, Sarah, obviously, you know them. They love this book and they love this author. So I had to get it. I know this takes place in, is this made? I know the author is Swedish, I believe. Okay, yeah, he's from Sweden. Okay. I don't know if this takes place in Sweden though, but I know it surrounds a hockey team, and then I don't really want to know too much. That's the problem with me, is that like I don't want to look at the summary of the book because I just want to go in blind. So I just know that there's a hockey team, something devastating happens to either the friend group, like one of the girls in the friend group, or one of the players on the hockey team, and then the community kind of rallies and tries to figure out like what happened and like get justice, I guess. So I'm excited. I am excited, but also I'm scared. Classic. Okay, the last thing I got, because I did get 2 books, I got Terror at the Gates by Scarlett St. Clair. I saw this book. There's like a shelf where it's like, oh, like recommended books, I guess. I don't really know. But this was on the shelf, and I saw the cover, Rachel Ribbon-Haired Reader. She really loves this book. I've been seeing her talk about it lately, and then I'm like, if she loves a book, I know I'm gonna love a book. So I should probably get it. So then I saw this book, and the first one that I saw didn't have this sticker. My friend who I was with took that book off, and then behind it, it was a signed version. And I'm like, ma'am, it's signed. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah. So clearly I took that as my sign that I had to get it. And like, look at these end papers. Gorgeous. And then obviously this hardcover. Are you kidding? The dust jacket. Guys, this isn't even like I don't understand. This isn't fairy loot or anything, but it has just like a map dust cover. Like, what? I've never seen that before. So I was obviously really excited. I swear I've heard of this author before, and that's why I was kind of like, oh, show you the signed little page, because I was in disbelief. I was like, there's no way that an author signed a book at my Barnes & Noble, because we never, and I mean never, have signed copies. So I was just flabbergasted, if you will. So I had to get it, obviously. And it did cost a pretty penny. So I'm hoping I love it. And if not, you know, it's signed and it will always be a memory. How I'm going to get this sticker off, I have no idea with these nails, because I may have someone do it for me. Because honestly, I got time. But there is that. Why don't we go ahead and move on to the book I've been reading. And that is Saving Six by Chloe Walsh. This I started like 3 days ago and finished last night. So it took me about 2-ish days to be this entire book, and it's 400 pages. That never happens to me. And also, the font is tiny. I don't know if you could see that, hopefully. But like, I read this so quickly. I wasn't too sure I was gonna love Joey's story because that's who this follows. Oh my god, I need to like slow down. Like, my brain is going crazy right now. This story, it's book 3 in the Boys of Tommen series. The first 2 books follow Johnny and Shannon. This whole series about very triggering topics, so please, if you're interested in picking up these books, look at your trigger warnings before you go, and if you don't have any, proceed with caution, I guess. This story and the next story follows Joey and Aoife. This story is basically Shannon's big brother is the male main character of this, and he is basically their family's protector because their dad is extremely abusive to the children and the mother even in this household. And it's kind of not even kind of, it's devastating to read and watch play through my head because I am a visual reader. Like, I envision stuff in my head. So just watching this play out is just so sad. Yes, I did tear up many times. That is the price of the story. So I was aware that this was gonna happen. So honestly, I was prepared. I do have a little tab here, and that was just because Aoife's parents aren't the best family either. They have their problems. Their dad cheats quite a lot on their mother, so that's not good. The mom and Aoife was talking to each other about like staying in relationships that you have no feelings towards, and you know, not trying to love your partner because you don't want to get hurt and such like that. Like, this whole chapter, let me tell you, the words that Chloe Walsh said for this chapter, I just like wholeheartedly stand by and agree. My opinions and such were exactly what she wrote in this book. September 1st, 2001, page 100-ish. I can't even tell you or give you one significant quote that I agree with. It's just that whole chapter, basically. So, I love Joey. I really do. I feel like he is the type of character that gets misunderstood so much that it's just like heartbreaking, and then you read his point of view and then you're heartbroken for him, so it's just devastating all around. And then Aoife, I don't really know, like, I like her. It's kind of all of my feelings. Like, I don't love her, but I don't dislike her either. I like her, you know what I mean? Am I ready for redeeming 6? No, because I've already looked on Pinterest and saw some spoilers, which I don't mind spoilers. I actually really don't care if I get spoiled or not because it excites me to read what was spoiled to me. I'm excited. I'm very much excited and also scared because the next book is very long. I'm pretty sure. So I'm saving that book for a time that I can mentally, physically, and emotionally handle it, because let me tell you, saving 6 took a lot out of me. Let me tell you the book that I moved on to straight after that, which is certainly impressive, and that is, show you the dust jacket just to get a visual. The Neverlist by Jade Presley. This book is it's first of all on my August TBR. This book is a why choose fantasy. This book is absolutely gorgeous. Like, it's so pretty, and these end papers, oh my goodness. Yeah, it's the end papers for me. It's really the end papers for me. I am currently 18 pages in, and we so far have learned a little bit about the main character, or the main female character, Riley. She is basically has forbidden powers that is banned throughout the kingdom. I'm pretty sure no one can leave the kingdom because the island is like secured and on lockdown, kind of, because the gods before them locked it all down so the people with powers couldn't get out. And then, which comes into the title, the Never List, these people with powers are put on the Never List, which basically categorizes them as bad people. Like, don't go near them, don't socialize with them, and if you are found out to be on that list, you have to kind of work nonstop for your freedom to live, something along those lines. I'm kind of just getting into this, so bear with me. We are just going into the choosing, which is basically this competition of trials that you have to go to in order to be initiated into the Legends of Chaos group of princes, which is very interesting. So these princes also have powers. They are basically like all powerful. If you get in with them, then you're like top tier. You kind of made it kind of thing. Our main character Riley is trying to figure out where her sister went once he was initiated into the choosing ceremony. That's kind of where we are. If that made any sense, trying to really process the plot of this before I share, because like I feel like my summaries are like really confusing. So I'm so sorry. So I'm excited to go from here. The next chapter I will be reading is from one of the guys' point of views, one of the prince's point of views. I am feeling not that great, and I do have things to do, but do I want to read this and forget every other aspect? Yes I do. So we'll see if I end up doing that or not. But yeah, that was my little check-in, a book haul, a check-in of what we're reading. I guess I should just end the video here. There's not much else I plan on doing for the rest of the week book-wise, so I figured why don't we just leave it with a book haul and a little check-in. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know any comments, any criticisms, because I would love to hear from y'all. Yeah, and tell me what you're reading, because I'm so interested in what people are reading lately, and maybe you'll give me inspiration to pick up a book that you want me to read. Maybe I'll love it. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you have a good time, at least, and I hope you do have a fantastical day. Bye!